Judgment is his alone. God shall be witness to all that we say. O my sons, do not all of you enter the city by one gate. Enter by separate gates. I cannot help you in any way against God. Judgment is his alone. In him I have put my trust. In him let the faithful put their trust. They entered safely as their father had told them. However, he had no power to guard them against God's decree. It was only a wish in Jacob's soul which he had thus fulfilled. He was possessed of knowledge which we had given him, but most people have no knowledge. When they presented themselves before Joseph, he took his brother Benjamin aside. He said, I am your brother, so do not feel distressed about whatever they have been doing. And when he had given them their provisions, he placed a drinking cup in his brother's pack. Then a crier called out after them, Men of the caravan, you have committed theft. They said, turning towards him, What is it that you have lost? We missed the royal measuring bowl, he replied. He who brings it shall have a camel load of corn. I pledge my word for it. They said, By God, you ought to know we have not come here to cause any trouble in the land. We are not thieves. The Egyptians asked them, And if we find that you are lying, what penalty shall we mete out to you? They replied, The penalty should be that he in whose saddlebag it is found should be held as bondman to atone for the crime. That is how we punish the wrongdoers. He, the herald, searched their bags before his brothers, and then took out the cup from his brother's bag. In this way, we devised a plan on behalf of Joseph. He could not have detained his brother under the king's law, unless God so willed. We exalt whoever we please, but above those who have knowledge there is one all-knowing. They said, If he is a thief, a brother of his had also committed theft before him. But Joseph kept his secret and revealed nothing to them. He said to himself, Your deed was worse. God best knows the things you speak of. They said, O exalted one, he has a very aged father. Take one of us in his place. We can see that you are a very good man. He replied, God forbid that we should take anyone other than the person on whom we found our property. In that case, we would clearly be wrongdoers. When they had lost all hope of persuading him, they withdrew, conferring among themselves. The eldest said, Do you not know that your father took from you a pledge in God's name? You have already failed with regard to Joseph, so I shall never leave the land until my father permits me to, or God decides things for me. He is the best judge. Return to your father and say, Father, your son has committed a theft. We testify only to what we know. How could we guard against the unforeseen? Inquire of the people of the city where we lodged, and of the caravan with which we traveled. We are telling you the truth. Jacob said, No, but you have yourselves contrived a story. But it is best to be patient. God may well bring them all back to me in the end, for he is indeed full of knowledge and wisdom. And he turned away from them, crying, Alas for Joseph! His eyes went white with grief, and he was filled with sorrow. They said, By God, will you keep on remembering Joseph until your health is ruined and you die? He said, I only complain of my anguish and my sorrow to God. God has made known to me things that you do not know. Go, my sons, and seek news of Joseph and his brother. Do not despair of God's mercy. None but those who deny the truth despair of God's mercy. When his brothers presented themselves before Joseph, they pleaded, Exalted one, distress has afflicted us and our family, and we have brought only a paltry sum. But give us full measure. Be charitable to us. Truly, God rewards the charitable. He said, Are you aware of what you did to Joseph and his brother in ignorance? They exclaimed, Are you indeed Joseph? He replied, I am Joseph, and this is my brother, God has indeed been gracious to us. The truth is that God does not waste the reward of those who do good, who are righteous and steadfast." The brothers said, "By God, most certainly God has raised you high above us, and we have indeed been guilty." He said, "No blame shall fall on you this day. May God forgive you, and he is the most merciful of those who show mercy. Go with this shirt of mine and cast it upon my father's face. He will recover his sight. Thereupon come back to me with all your family." When the caravan set out from Egypt, their father in Canaan said, "You may think I am senile, but I certainly perceive the breath of Joseph." They said, "By God, you still persist in your illusions." But when the bearer of the good news arrived and cast the shirt on Jacob's face, his eyesight returned, and he said, "Did I not tell you that I know from God what you do not know?" They said, "Oh, our father, ask forgiveness for our sins. We were truly in the wrong." He said, "I shall certainly ask my Lord to forgive you. Surely he is the most forgiving and merciful." Then, when they presented themselves before Joseph, he drew his parents to him and said, "Welcome to Egypt in safety, if God wills." He helped his parents to a couch, and they all fell down on their knees before him. He said, "My father, this is the interpretation of my dream. My Lord has made it come true. He was kind to me when he let me out of prison and brought you from the desert after Satan had brought about discord between me and my brethren. My Lord is the best planner in achieving what he will. He is all-knowing and truly wise." Then Joseph prayed, "My Lord, you have given me power and taught me the interpretation of dreams. Creator of the heavens and the earth, you are my patron in this world and the hereafter. Make me die in submission to you, and admit me among the righteous. These are the tidings of the unseen that we reveal to you.